Here you see us opening the table. It's a beautiful day in Arizona, and the first thing we do is we lay out the paper liner to protect the table, as well as to protect the fabric, because the green will actually get on the fabric. We learned that early on, and it's just a plain piece of paper, and we use one of our rolls that came with our fabric to roll it up and to take care of it. Here you see the clip, and we clip both sides. We use these iron bars, and I put them on the table when I'm doing the marker to help keep the roll from rolling off, and also to hold down the paper when it's windy. And then I mark the line, the outside line, the farthest part of the spread, which is approximately, I leave an inch, and then I leave slightly more on my mark on the paper for where I'm cutting. That way if the fabric slips a little bit, you're still covered. Here you see me measuring first the width, 24 plus 10 inches, and then the length of the large apron, which is 34 plus, actually it's 37 inches long. So I'm measuring it out, and I'm measuring the second one and drafting it out. And to that apron I'm going to add a short apron, which is 20 inches long and 34 inches wide. And then the large pockets. You'll have a sheet with all of the measurements, laminated sheet with all the different apron size measurements, which makes it really easy to remember. I double check periodically. And then the small pockets. Now I'm doing my outside line. Oops, I forgot one of the pockets, one of the large pockets. I have two large aprons, the long aprons, plus a short apron, so I need to add another pocket for the short apron. And always remember the grain line. You always want to have the fabric, the pocket, going the same direction as the rest of the apron on the grain. And here you see me tracing the apron strings. And I like to go back and correct my lines just a little bit, because the pattern is old, so the edges aren't quite super straight. So I come back and just reinforce the lines slightly. Easier to follow. And then I cut it out with an inch on the side. I like to leave the extra inch there. And then when I'm marking, I add an inch to that. So there's actually, well actually no, it's a good full inch. And that way if it slips or one of them isn't quite long, you're covered. And then I mark all the way around, making sure that there's at least an extra inch from that outside line, and I roll up the paper. Now you see us opening up the fabric roll from the manufacturer. And yes, I have cut into the fabric before on accident. Whoopsie. It's pretty heavy. It's really great having two people do the roll. This is 73 yards on this particular roll. And we have a rod that we stick into it that you can roll off of. and shows you the mark. He also marks them in chalk. And you can see how we put our weight on the fabric below and slide the bar. Here it is again, holding down the bottom fabric and lifting the bar and stretching it. That keeps both layers flat and nice. The glove covers 3 fingers, and I remember thinking $75 was a lot of money to pay for a glove, although I thought the first time I see sparks it's paid for. That happened the first week I used it, so it's paid for itself. So always use the glove. Because you can see your fingers are right down in what you're doing. It's like right there.